through very many things. For me to claim that I can even try to fill in issues, that would mean I even have to look for Konyi to fight. Yeah? So I can never be even half the man he was. And we are all different, because also he was different from our grandfather. Our grandfather was a reverend, and he would save lives in church. For him, he chose to save lives on battlefields.
I honor him for being faithful, for being a faithful servant. He was such a person who had integrity of the highest order.
On behalf of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, Lieutenant General James Mujira praised Major General Takira for his distinguished contribution to strengthening and professionalizing the force.
Major General Takira also contributed greatly to the education and institutional development of the force, serving as the Chief of Education, Sports and Culture, where he shaped formal training, discipline, and the holistic development of soldiers.
State Minister for Defense, Honorable Huda Abson Oleru, noted that the fallen general served Uganda diligently for over 3 decades, describing him as a disciplined and patriotic officer whose impact on the nation's security will endure.
Late was a committed officer who diligently served Uganda for over 40 years, both in the front line and in the different administrative positions that he held. Available records indicate that the late Major General Francis joined the Defense Forces on 20th July 1985.
Mourners at the cathedral commended the legacy he leaves behind, one defined by discipline, patriotism, and selfless service.
But it's an honor and privilege to be asked to say a few words about a person I know well, a colleague, a friend, and a good man.
In a tragic turn of events, UPDF Ahmad Division Commander Major General Deus Sande was also announced dead after developing sudden breathing complications while traveling to Kampala early today, Wednesday morning, as confirmed the military.
All of us here are candidates. You said we are flag bearers in this, because as you've heard even this morning, we lost one of our generals, Major General Deus Sande, who was on his way here because he was supposed to be one of the port bearers. He would be seated there now. So that shows you that we are all not immortal. As Steve Jobs put it,
UPDF spokesperson Chris Magezi said Sunday passed away at around 3:45 a.m. in Mpigi district as he was on his way to attend the funeral service of fellow senior officer Major General Francis Takira at All Saints Cathedral in Nakasero. According to the statement, Sunday developed breathing complications during the journey, and efforts to rescue him at the health facility in Mpigi were unsuccessful. Major General Sande had been serving as the commander of the UPDF Ahmad Division based in Kasijajira, Masaka district, one of the military's key formations responsible for the mechanized operations. His death comes just days after the passing of Major General Francis Takira, whom he was traveling to honor, marking a difficult week for the UPDF's senior leadership. Funeral arrangements for Major General Sande are expected to be announced by the military in due course. May their souls rest in eternal peace.
May his soul rest in peace. Now, the Forum for Democratic Change has distanced itself from Mawakata South Member of Parliament, Yusuf Sibambi, over his recent meeting with President Yoweri Museveni, with party leaders in Uganda describing the engagement as personal and calling for disciplinary action.
Officials from the Forum of Democratic Change in the Buganda region have formally petitioned the party's disciplinary committee to investigate Mawokota South MP Yusuf Sibambi following his meeting with the President Museveni at State House. Regional leaders say engagement was undertaken without the knowledge or approval by the party's top leadership structures.
As Kampala Metropolitan or Uganda region at large, for us we are not with him. He has gone as an individual. FDC is not among in that politics of changing, going today and coming back. For us we are not with him. As I have told you that in 2021, Madame Nabosa Sekwa Wechitiba, when the election was ended, she was annoyed because of the voters who turned against her and changed to go work with the president. As per now we have seen Honorable Yusuf Siban also has changed his mind that voters needed to come to vote him. That's why he has changed to go and work with himself.
It's very unfortunate that having come out of these elections, we are receiving our deputy president, who is my fellow member, going to meet Mr. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. We are just trying to come out of the elections, trying to counsel ourselves, and the president of Uganda is going to meet the president in his own terms. Whatever he went through and he's still to meet the president, we know nothing about. It's also very unfortunate that the leaders are supposed to be an example. Us, the young ones, us who are still growing, and ones who are messing up the party.
Sibambi, who also serves as the FDC Deputy President for Buganda, recently acknowledged meeting the president, a move that has since sparked discontent among the party's officials in the region.
Kakati nupu yo yavuluze nayo kulonda buli wamu esimba abantu abavubuka batibagati bado bavubuka banamwe ezimba nyiga kalubya amatama kakati abavubuka ne balonda ku kalubya amatama tujja kabanja tewali amanyija kabanjiza.
Juma Akankwasa says the matter has been formally referred to the disciplinary committee to establish whether Sibambi's actions contravened the party's principles and procedures.
He has been talking bad to the party. How can you say that you can't support the flag bearer of the party and you support another party candidate? Then you say that you are remaining in the FDC. Our constitution is clear. And he knows it very well.
He insists that any official engagement with the head of state must be sanctified by the party's national leadership and conducted within the established party frameworks. Buganda FDC Secretary Moses Okwera echoed the call for accountability, emphasizing the need to protect the party's integrity and cohesion.
Honorable Sibambi, if you want to become a minister, a commissioner, etc., better leave with the party at the earliest. Otherwise, as Buganda or Kampala, we are going to make sure that the environment is not good for you. We are not happy because of what you did. You are our leader. You are supposed to be our mentor. You need to become an example of us. So kindly leave at the earliest before any actions are done.
Honorable Jaka Samit should call disciplinary committee immediately, because if he can't leave, they are supposed to come independent before this week ends. If not, we are going to take action, because we are tired of those people who come to the party and destroy the party. After they go, party have the gains, they get their gains, then they go.
Some regional leaders are now urging the FDC party president to relieve Sibambi of his duties as the deputy president for Buganda and appoint a replacement, urging that decisive action is necessary to safeguard the party's credibility in the region.
Now, one of the reasons I love being here at Family TV is because we get to give some inspiration out into the world. Now, let's take a look at the Archbishop's moment.
Archbishop's Moment, sponsored by Uganda Christian University, a center of excellence in the heart of Africa. Join the UCU experience now. And
St. John's Wakiso Secondary School, where faith meets education.
Let me tell you, you may have different opinions, but we have things to unite us. Uganda is our country. We are children of God. Let us not be divided because of ABC. You respect one another, it's very important, but you are a person of God. We must come back and talk about development. These are things to talk about. Development. Our country. We need to talk about what unites us instead of what is dividing us. By the way, even a person you may think is your enemy can help you another day. The person you may hate now can help you somewhere. So we need each other, hallelujah. Every person is important. We are all important.
Archbishop's Moment. Sponsored by Uganda Christian University, a center of excellence in the heart of Africa. Join the UCU experience now. And
St. John's Wakiso Secondary School, where faith meets education.
Definitely, we're all children of God. Now we'll go for a break. When we come back, we'll be talking about more news and more things you should be interested in. This is Church of Uganda Family TV, and my name is Amal Kansime with Tone Now. Welcome back from the break. This is Church of Uganda Family TV. My name is Amal Kansime. Here on sign language with me is Tonena. Now moving back to the news, Uganda People's Congress President Honorable Jimmy Akena has strongly criticized top government official over what he describes as controversial and threatening public remarks, warning such statements risking undermining democratic principles and public confidence in national institutions.
The president of the Uganda People's Congress, Jimmy Akena, sharply criticized Chief of Defense Forces General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, accusing him of making statements that embarrass the nation and fall short of the conduct expected of a senior military officer.
The office you hold is a very high office. And the fact that you are son of a president, you must also watch your words and your actions. The sort of attitude and the sort of statements which have been coming out of the office of the CDF is an embarrassment to all of us as Ugandans. I must put this one clear on record, it's an embarrassment. How can you talk about torturing or killing a person who stood in a presidential election and had a backing of over 2 million Ugandans according to the Electoral Commission?
Meanwhile, Ugandan Minister of Information and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Wariomusi, speaking at the media center, clarified that General Muhoozi does not speak on behalf of the government. He noted that social media posts by individual should not be interpreted as official government policy and cautioned that such posts can complicate formal communication channels.
Casual conversations and casual talks should not be taken as government policy, as government communication. So if indeed he posted on his ex, formerly Twitter, that comment, it should just be considered as just a casual comment that reflects probably his opinion or what, but not the official position of government.
Speaking at the UPC headquarters at Uganda House, Akena said General Muhoozi's conduct and public comments, particularly on social media, are unbecoming of a senior army officer and son of the president. Akena criticized what he described as threats allegedly directed at opposition leaders, cautioning how a high-ranking government official can make remarks suggesting harm against political actors who have contested presidential elections and garnered significant public support.
A leader of a party which has representation in the parliament of Uganda, the leading party in Uganda, and you want to treat it like, or treat the leader like some sort of punk? Honestly, what's happening in Uganda? Let's be honest with ourselves. What are we doing or what are we saying? If nobody is going to do so, I am the one who's going to call out you, Muhoozi. Please grow up.
Addressing on the recent concerned elections, Akena alleged incidents of intimidation by security officials, disappearance and delay of delivery of voting material, removal of opposition party agents from polling stations, and attempts to manipulate results. Akena warned against what he described as growing authoritarian tendencies and unchecked use of power, emphasizing that such rhetoric risks creating fear among citizens and weakening Uganda's democratic foundations.
There's malpractices which took place. If there was people who went out of their way, if you had these RDCs pulling guns like they did, they pulled guns on me, yes, I have a right to complain.
He further accused certain individuals within government of treating national resources as though they belong to specific political actors rather than all Ugandans.
Political parties have bases. The places where you find the most unopposed NRM candidates are in a particular region. It is natural with politics. You can have a national outlook, but you may have a regional base. That is completely natural in politics. The question is, when you're going into selection, what are you hoping for? What are you aiming for? As Jimmy Akena was aiming for a pathway whereby I will secure enough votes that we're going to be forced as a country to have a conversation. i.e., Yoweri Museveni will not get his 50+1. So you have to talk to one another. I have been somebody who's always been engaging in talking. That is why I've been engaged in IPOD. That is why I've been able to project IPOD and take IPOD to where it was. Because
in conclusion, Akena emphasized that Uganda's future depends on strengthening democratic institutions and emphasizing that political competition does not descend into intimidation or violence.
Uganda wins, no, Uganda can win, and Uganda will proceed with or without any of us. That's the truth of life. We will pass, Uganda will continue. But let's build a Uganda which lasts beyond us. Let's build a Uganda which we can.
We apologize for the short break. Now, Cabinet has commended Ugandans for participating in what it has described as peaceful and orderly elections, calling them a reflection of the country's democratic growth while urging citizens to prepare for the upcoming Local Council 1 polls and unveiling a major livestock restocking program targeting post-conflict regions.
Cabinet has congratulated Ugandans upon successfully taking part in the recently concluded elections, describing the exercise as calm, orderly, and a testament to democratic maturity. Addressing the media at Uganda Media Center, the Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Honorable Dr. Chris Badyomonsi, said that the country now starts its focus to the election of Local Council 1 chairpersons.
That we have had elections now from presidential, parliamentary, local government, and now we are remaining with the LC1 elections. Are we prepared? Yes, we are. What does it require? Maybe finances. We discussed it in the cabinet, if you want me to say. And that's why I say the Electoral Commission is already prepared and they will be announcing the date when these elections can be held.
He noted that the Electoral Commission will soon announce the official polling date and urged citizens to prepare for the exercise responsibly.
You recall, we've been severally postponing the dates for conducting LC1 elections. Whenever they fall due, we would revert to the law to postpone the LC1 elections so that they are held in this election cycle, because we didn't want to have LC elections done midway the term and then you distort the flow of the election cycle, and therefore we kept pushing them to this cycle.
Dr. Badyomonsi assured the public that the government is fully prepared to facilitate peaceful, free and transparent elections. He further revealed that the ruling National Resistance Movement already selected its flag bearers and is awaiting the Electoral Commission's roadmap.
And it is now incumbent upon political parties to internally organize and field the candidates. On the side of the NRM, I am very sure they are flag bearers who already elected some time back. So it's up to the parties and individuals who want to participate, to prepare. From the side of government, we shall be ready with the resources and whatever is required.
The minister added that the forthcoming elections are likely to deploy the voter biometric verification machine to enhance credibility and safeguard the integrity of the voting process.
In terms of ensuring that the elections are peaceful, they will be peaceful. The question I would throw back to you, we have had presidential, parliamentary, local government. Were they peaceful or not? The answer is yes, they were peaceful. We held peaceful elections across the country. Is there a part of the country which failed to vote because of security and other related concerns? No. We were able to hold elections from Karamoja to Chigezi, from West Nile to Bukedi.
Cabinet also resolved to roll out a livestock restocking program in the Acholi, Rango and Teso sub-regions. Under the initiative, each beneficiary household will receive financial support equivalent to 5 cows.
Each household is going to get 5 heifers. A heifer priced at 1 million shillings, that's 5 million shillings. And we shall use the households that were captured in the National Housing and Population Census.
Rather than direct livestock distribution, funds will be dispersed to enable households to purchase cattle independently.
That's a few years ago, we did a census. And you know a census is done at household level. So we have the numbers of households in Acholi, in Lango, in Teso. That will be the cut-off point. Because the numbers of households can be elastic, because every day people are marrying and forming households and families, but the cut-off is we shall.
Now moving on, the Bishop of the Church of Uganda, Diocese of Sorority, Right Reverend Kusea Odongo, has urged Ugandans to credit the National Resistance Movement government for sustaining peace in the country and calling on political leaders to uphold unity and focus on service delivery following the recently concluded elections.
A Thanksgiving service bringing together both winners and losers of the recently concluded elections has been held at St. Peter's Cathedral in Sorority City. The prayers attracted ministers, members of parliament, LC5 chairpersons, mayors, LC3 chairpersons and councillors from across the Teso sub-region. Among those in attendance were the Minister of State for Fisheries and Woman MP for Serere District, Honorable Helen Adao Abeku, Woman MP for Sorority District, Joan Alobo Achom, MP-elect for Sorority City East, Moses Atan Okia, Woman MP-elect for Serere, Achom Ojokotao, MP-elect for Amuria, Samuel Ediao, MP-elect for Kasilo, Peter Hold Emaju, Sorority City Mayor-elect Francis Esudu, and Sorority City East Mayor-elect Abdul Latif Wali, among others.
Lift your voice and begin to thank God. Everybody raise.
In his sermon, Right Reverend Kusea Odongo urged Ugandans to appreciate the NRM government for fostering peace and stability, emphasizing that both the church and the nation must continue to preach unity and reconciliation.
Uganda needs peace. Without peace, we cannot be able to achieve anything. And of course, this is where we should put the credit on the NRM government. It has done well. There is peace all over the country. There were days when there were roadblocks everywhere. Now we can walk freely, no roadblock.
Bishop Odongo called upon those who lost in the election to accept the outcome gracefully, while encouraging winners to embrace their opponent and work together for the development of the region. He stressed that the election season is over and the leaders must now shift their focus from politicking to effective service delivery.
Those of you say Plan B. Plan B is just to campaign until you convince people. We don't want again this business of holding arms to fight what's not there. Honorable, when you go there, we want peace. Amen.
The bishop also decried the declining standards of cleanliness in Sorority City, challenging political leaders to restore its reputation as one of the cleanest cities in East Africa.
I will not forgive you people until the city is clean. Until the city is, I have done a cleaning of the city now 3 times. You finish now, tomorrow again is better. Where are the leaders?
The Vicar of St. Peter's Cathedral, Reverend Colonel Boniface Esomu, encouraged both winners and losers not to lose hope but to work collectively for the transformation of the Teso sub-region.
When you lose, please work together with the person that has been successful for the sake of our people. It's for our people. And the seed God has planted in you is for leadership. Please, when we were at school, young people at school, we used to say, when you miss the ball, Don't miss what? Don't miss. No, it should not be so. Support this to be successful. God willing, we still have a future.
Honorable Helen Adawa Beku thanked the bishop for organizing the Thanksgiving service and for delivering a timely message of unity and peace. She pledged her continued support to the church.
Thank you, Papa Bishop, for inviting the elected and those who lost to come and share and give their thanks to God. I remember 2011, I lost election.